Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulil amin wa ba'd. Respectable listeners, brothers and sisters, me na Pekin and brother Sheikh Alusine Abdulsalam. I want to remind myself again concerning the Eid prayer, the do's and the don'ts of the Eid prayer. A very short video for remind we all concerning the Eid prayer, waiting at the Sunnah and waiting at the misconceptions. First of all, the Prophet ﷺ advised that during the Eid day, may we make sure say we wash clean. I mean, the Sunnah wash way the Prophet ﷺ be the wash, na the ghusl or janaba wash. So defined and recommended by the Prophet ﷺ that we wash janaba before we go pray. Then number 2, let we make sure say we clean clothes, fine clothes, not to new clothes necessarily. It not necessarily means say personal new clothes. The reason why I they make them clear are because there are times some of us we go left clothes them to tailors, where tailor disappoint you, they go pray because of that. The Eid prayer is very important, as the scholars then say, na something where wajib na fardu kifaya, where a collective responsibility of every one of we where they live in the Muslim communities. For like we make sure say we observe the Eid prayer. Secondly, we for eat at least Prophet ﷺ be used for the Eid 3 dates. 3 dates na tamaru. He say let we eat odd numbers of dates. Now it be the eat. If you not get them at all, at least any food can suffice for let you eat before you go pray the Eid prayer. Again, that's not for the one that way can take and say, then for keep fast. They're not for eat so till then come up pray. This not misunderstanding, right? So let we understand say you can eat, and of course before you go pray the Eid prayer. Wash clean, and also for perfume na sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. But that's only limited to the men. No woman in Islam is allowed to put on perfume for spray self and go out for go pray. It is not allowed, it is not permitted, it is not permissible. So let we understand this, my dear respectable mothers and sisters. Going further, when you go for go pray, the route where you take for go na the place of prayer, they want if there is an optional or alternative route, make you use that route there from the place where they go for go pray. Yes, if there is an alternative route, make you use that route there for go pray. When you go na the Eid prayer, if it na feel you not need for pray any prayer when na optional prayer. This always small argument or misunderstanding or disagreement, so to speak, day between the scholars. Now the area of when they pray the Eid prayer and at the masjid. If they pray the Eid prayer and at the masjid, some of the scholars then say you can pray the prayer. If you come earlier, you can pray 2 rakat sunnah to masjid. Yes, and say you can pray. While some other school of thought say you don't need to even do that. You just come, you sit down, and they continue for they make the takbir, the tahleel, and the tahmid. Or they say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. then takbir then tahlil and then tahmid then now we for the recite boku boku one during the time of the Eid prayer. The Eid prayer gets total of 12 takbir, and the takbir when you dey make am, you for make sure say you raise them up, now you yes or above your shoulder, you say Allahu Akbar. The first takbir is the low takbir. The remaining 11 takbirs, they are the sunnah takbir. So if they do the first one Allahu Akbar, the second one Allahu Akbar, up to 7 times in the first rakat. And for each time you want to make takbir, it is recommended that we hand them up. We say Allahu Akbar. Because we see some people, instead of them raise their hand up for the remaining takbirs after the first takbir, then they decide for just make them aid them up and down by nodding. Then they nod the aid them, instead of them say Allahu Akbar by raising their hands. That's not a wrong thing, that's not misunderstanding, that's not a very big mistake. So we need to understand this. For say the takbir, you dey raise your hand up, you say Allahu Akbar, you put hand down now you side. Down now you side. For every time you make the takbir until you reach now the last part of the takbir, when at the 7th, when it comes to the first rakat, when at the 7th takbir for the first rakat, then if you want, you fold your hand. If you want, you pin your hand, your left hand down. For the second takbir, na 5 takbir. The Imam go say Allahu Akbar 5 times, and for each time they want you for raise your hand up above your shoulder or near your ears and say Allahu Akbar. By so doing, you go don't do them according to the Sunnah. The Eid prayer na a festival of feast. Therefore, it recommended that we for don't give we Zakatul Fitr for those who are eligible for give the Zakatul Fitr. We for don't give we Zakatul Fitr them before we dey go na the praying field or the place of prayer for the Eid prayer. Before we dey go there, for don't give the Eid prayer, then the prayer very early, and a prayer way for pray very early, right before the sun they rise, before the sun the hot. We for don't give we Zakatul Fitr before that time day, because people then get for go the one day we be the give, then get for prepare food for let them eat for that day. So we need for those that one day when we for visit friends and family, because now a day of happiness, now a day of celebration. So it is good, and of course it's a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to visit friends and family on that day, and for extend salam to one another, for say assalamu alaikum, Eid Mubarak, and so on to one another is also a sunnah recommended by the Prophet ﷺ. So the Eid prayer, respectable listeners, is so compulsory, that is so valued that the Prophet ﷺ said, let we call on even the women them within at the menses, within at the period, right? We get legal reason for not praying. Then we call them out for come closer to the places of the places where then they officiate the Eid prayer, so that then go can get the barakah with the inside it. In other words, they're not really include for the prayers. They not include for the prayer, but they not include for the prayer. They not include for the prayer per se, but they can also easily then at the corner side them, then they recite the takbir. By so doing, then they then go able forget the required barakah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala go give to the other one them. But interestingly, we dey see some women them, instead of them go pray, even when they don't have legal reason for not going to the masjid or for not praying, then they dey na host because they want for cook, they want for fry, and they make for fry chicken, fry this and that, they know they even go pray. And meanwhile, then women are them be engaged by the fasting. This na mistake, my dear sisters and mothers. Na mistake this. Let me try for correct the mistake here. Try as hard as possible. If you know say you get for cook, you want cook eat before you go pray or before then come out pray. Now for make sure say you grab as early as 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, start for cook. Yes, if you don't buy a day before the pre-day, you start for cook as early as 5, 6 o'clock. That the tendency is 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you don't finish for cook. You go now at the place of worship. You go worship Almighty Allah. Let cook not stop you for let you not go get this benefit, for let you get the blessing within inside the Eid prayer. Do ya? This now a gentle reminder from me, una pikin and brother Sheikh Alusine Abdulsalam. Until we meet again for another subsequent reminders, I'll say Eid Mubarak in advance, and may the Almighty Allah accept we fasting them where we don't fast, and let Almighty Allah guide and direct we na the straight path of monotheism. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.